Hello again, everyone. It's been
Way too long.
a very long time since I've done a battle report, and I'm not even playing today. So we're going to go over this. Today we have Megas, our infamous Khador player, who makes Khador players look bad. And then we've got Ghost of Rage, as he's known on the forums. So we've got Protectorate of Menoth versus Khador today. We're just going to go over the list here. Everything is already deployed for confinement. This is one of the Thornwood missions. This is actually a league game for our store. So let's see what we've got. Over here, we have Epic Sorscha along with Black Ivan and Beast, a full unit of Winter Guard actually, along with Joe. We have Silas Wishnailer over there, and it looks like we've got the Great Bears, and then we have Prime Iris sitting in advanced deployment. Over here we have, who's the caster? It's Epic Feora?
Yeah.
Epic Feora. And then we've got a couple proxies. These little white pieces of paper here are actually the racks. We have a full unit of the Errants with the Officer and Standard. We have the Covenant of Menoth. I believe this is a Reckoner. We have a
it's a Redeemer.
Redeemer.
Yeah.
And then we have a Crusader. And then what else do we have?
It's a Reckoner and a Vanquisher.
So Reckoner and a Vanquisher. I don't know anything from Menoth. So there we go. And then we have the Choir, as per always. And then the two Paladins that you see, one here and one way over here, those are actually vassals today. This is the terrain you can see there. Confinement, if you're not aware, is about controlling the two zones. These 4 gems represent one of the zones, and those 4 gems represent the other. Basically, in order to win the mission, player has to be in his opponent's zone, so the zone on the opponent's side of the board, and have his Warlock or Warcaster in either side, and then score 3 control points. And then, as per usual, assassination is always preferred. So that that is the mission, and we'll see at the bottom of turn 1 to let you know what happened. It's the end of turn 1, and, you know, like most turn 1s, not a whole lot happened. On Megas' side of the board, basically everything advanced. Black Ivan over there, who's actually red and white Ivan today, lobbed a shot, missed everything. We had basically everything else advanced, and Iris took out 1 or 2 Errants. How many?
1.
Took out one of the Errants, and that's about it. On Ghost of Rage side of the table, basically everything advanced. We had the Errants run up to engage Iris to keep her from causing more trouble. We had the Redeemer, which turns out is bonded, lob a shot at the Winter Guard and killed 2. The Vassal had it do an ancillary attack, and it then set Beast on fire, and so that's awesome. And then we had Feora cast, which 2 spells?
Escort and Ignite.
Escort and Ignite, and the Choir sang Passage, as they are apt to do. So that is about it, and we'll see you at the end of 2 to see if anything has changed.
So,
welcome to the bottom of turn 2, and, well, shit has hit the fan. On Megas' side of the board, all of the Winter Guard had moved up to this position you see right here, the one that's now clear. We'll get to that. And unloaded, thanks to Joe giving them boosted attack rolls, unloaded all of their spray templates on the Errants, and as you can see, there's only the 3 Errants left. Oh, there's 4. There's actually one hiding behind the building.
UA is still alive.
So cleared all of them out, even though there was a lot of sacrificial pawn. Sorscha had dropped Iron Flesh, I should know that.
Kept it up and then cast it on herself.
Yeah, she had cast it on herself after keeping it on the Winter Guard, and then cast Shatterstorm on them. However, it didn't come into play due to the sacrificial pawn. Self-sack, on the Errants. She has also advanced up into the control zone that she needs to hold. Well, she needs to get guys in that one over there. You can see that Beast and Ivan have also moved up, and the Winter Guard were spread pretty far apart. But I think for the most part they're back into control due to some clever wound removal or model removal. Over on Ghost of Rage's side of the board, the Errants basically tried to kill Iris but failed. Then we had the Redeemer. The Redeemer here has just been kicking ass. If you're not familiar, the Redeemer has a rate of fire 3 cannon, and with Ignite on him, he gets to set a whole bunch of stuff on fire.
No, it's he's bonded.
Oh,
Feora's bond gives him auto fire on all of his
I'm sorry. It is the bond to Feora and gives him auto fire on his attack, so that's even better. And he basically obliterated the Winter Guard that were here due to some really decent scatters. Actually managed to put a couple points of damage on Beast over on the other side of the table here. So he made 3 full shots, and then the vassal moved up, gave him an ancillary attack to make a 4th shot, which actually killed the standard over here and very nearly damaged the Great Bears. Everything else just advanced, and the choirs upkept with passage, as they did last turn. Still anybody's game at this point, but a lot of punishment has been meted out on both sides. We'll see at the bottom of 3. We are at the bottom of turn 3, and there is still not really any clear advantage on either side, but it's sort of leaning towards Magus and Khador. eSorscha advanced up to the other edge of the control zone and feeded on her turn. The Winter Guard more or less just moved into firing positions. We had Iris, who was right here in this little space where the Great Bears are, fire and actually disrupt eFeora, who is currently standing there, and knock off all her focus. We had Black Ivan take a shot and not do any damage to eFeora, but did manage to kill one of the choir, and failed to do any damage to the Covenant. That's about all that happened on the Khador side of things. Oh, sorry, actually, during the feat, Beast ran up and started wailing on this Jack and got probably the most miserable damage rolls I've ever seen. Like 2s and 3s and
1s and 2s.
That's it. And I mean, only because of the
18 damage altogether.
18 damage altogether, and that was
4
on
attacks.
4 attacks under feat turn. So you can imagine how pathetic that was, really. On the Protectorate side of the turn, eFeora didn't really do a whole lot because she can't. This Jack here, thanks to critical hits, was both stationary and knocked down from a power attack, and has its right arm back, so it's basically useless. This Jack over here went to advance out of combat with Beast and took a free strike, and Beast got the crit stationary and actually ended the turn of that Warjack. So that was fantastic, and it looks like that arm's gone as well. Choir just moved over. The Redeemer took a couple pot shots at things and basically only managed to set the officer of the Winter Guard on fire. And one of the racks exploded. So that's that. Other than that, not a whole lot has happened. eFeora feated, and I think she managed to pull back 1 Fury. Or Focus, sorry.
2.
She got 2.
2 and set eSorscha and Joe on fire.
There we go. So she set eSorscha and Joe on fire. So yeah, that's about it for turn 3. I'm leaning towards Khador at this point, but Menoth has surprises. Oh, right.
Do you guys want to try a team game out, or?
All right, it is over. Basically, all that happened was that eSorscha took a couple points of damage from fire, and because of eFeora's caustic presence, it had no chance to go out, which personally I think is awesome. But then Kolsk of the Great Bears charged in and demolished eFeora, and that was it.
With Beast ready to go for the clean up.
Yeah, with Beast ready to go in. So, yeah, that is it. That scores Magus a couple points for Thornwood.